Okay, I'm gonna get straight to it. It's gonna be a part two to the last video. I didn't have enough storage space, so it stopped. But hopefully I can finish this up. So yeah, these haters, they'll try to stop you before you even get started. I ain't even get started yet. I ain't even put certain things out, and they're already trying to stop, sabotage, and block the message. And that's when you how you know you're reaching people, and you just got to keep going and just know that you are protected, and you got to just not live in fear. Of course we all may fear something, but you know the biggest thing I fear is you know failing, not completing the mission, not completing what I came to do, what you came to do. We all have a purpose. The distraction is working. The distraction is sports. The distraction is being of the world. And when you speak the truth, you automatically have legions of demons, assigned to you to try to stop you, to try to, you know, dim your light. But you cannot let that happen, and I know you won't let that happen, you know. And another thing too, this is not something I'm gonna always talk about, you know, but it's gonna be a topic, unfortunately and fortunately for people like me, and you, if you could relate to these videos, that it don't go away. A lot of us have been probably watched longer than we even could imagine, you know what I'm saying? Because it was something that you came here to do. And for the peon minds, for the ones that can't comprehend, this content is not for them. But I know there's always going to be haters watching you and trying to stop you no matter what you do, you know, because everything you do, you execute. They see leadership in you, and they don't want you to, rise to the full, to the occasion and show your true, um, abilities and skills. They label you a mutant because you survived so many things, you know, and you just keep going and you keep finding ways to survive. You keep finding different ways to reinvent yourself, whilst dealing with all of this bullying and dealing with all of this, this hindrance, all these different noises and all these different agencies that you may not even know that's watching you and just trying to stop you. And you may not even know your full purpose yet, your potential, but these demonic forces, they've been seeing it in you. They've been knew who you are. And that's something I have to realize, because I'm like, for somebody to be focused on me or bothering me, you got to be one of the most boring person ever. Because I haven't been living no exciting life for a while. I've been on a journey to self-discovery, trying to overstand, life and certain things and why I'm here. I'm not just here to work a job. I'm not here just to, I could care less about a lot of material things. Of course, I like to look nice and have certain nice things. Who don't? But I don't worship them. I'm not going to sell my soul for it or for money, fortune, or fame. I don't need it. It's a headache to me. It's one of the reasons I got the mask on. It's not for me to hide who I am, because the evil, archons, they know who a person is. These evil ones know who, these evil spirits already know who you are. You can put on 5, 6 masks, they still gonna see you, especially when you of light. You created in triple darkness because that is the mother cosmos. It's dark there, you know. But that's for a whole nother video. They're trying to stop you before you even get started, but it's too late, and there's no turning back. It's too late for them to ever stop you. You're too strong. You're too anointed. You know what I'm saying? And it's too far in your mission for you to try to go back. You know too much. Your eyes are too open. You're too woke, and they trying to rock you to sleep. At the end of the day, just know, the gods, God, the cosmic mother, the all will not put you through anything that you can't handle. There's a lot of things that you may not know. You got to seek and find. You know, I'm not a big religious person, but I know you may have people like Hebrew Israelites. From my understanding, they have similar but kind of different doctrines they go by. Christians, Muslims, you know, all kind of different religions. I don't judge nobody, or I'm not knocking anybody's belief. But you have to know it's the difference between a belief and knowing, you know who you are, know there's a reason why you are being targeted. And I'm not, especially if you're not doing nothing illegal, if you're not doing anything harmful for anybody, if and you being targeted, it's because it's something that you possess. It's something bigger that you came here to do. You know, you are a living legend, and even beyond that, they'll give you your flowers while you're here and even after you're gone, you know. So just know at the end of the day, you're going to have, it may get more worse before it get better. You may get more attacks, lights flashing on you, because you were hidden in plain sight, and now it's time for you to be revealed who you are, a star, you know. So at the end of the day, just know whatever you're doing, especially like I said, if you're a painter or artist, a book writer, you could be anything. It really doesn't matter what you are, but especially when you're doing these things, you have a uh, creative abilities. You haven't lost your imagination. You know, imagination is key. Also, is it takes you to another place. You have the ability to be in the belly of the beast, but put your mind in a peaceful place. Even in times of war, you have the abilities to do that. But just know they're jealous of you and they fear you. People do hateful, harmful things from people they fear and things that they fear, and they definitely fear things they don't understand. So yeah, I got more vids coming. Just support the channel, if you like what you hear, hype up the videos. I might go live. I got to get past 50 subs. I think it's 60, something like that. It just depends. I'm going all about energy. Even under attack, I'm gonna stand strong, and I know, like-minded individuals gonna do the same. It brings out the best of you. It's crazy how hard times bring the best out of us. It's almost like the enemies are being used by the Most High to bring the best out of you, to keep you constantly, under pressure, to let you know that you are not ordinary, because you do not fit in. You are not just a regular Joe Smoke. You just got to know that. And just like me, I understand now why all these distractions come, and even some of the closest people to you and all this, they trying to knock you off of your focus. They trying to knock you off of your balance. Life is a challenge, and you can handle it. Just keep going. Let them hate you. They mad because they not you. They upset because you are the game changer. You are, that diamond in the rough. You are that Superman. You are that Superwoman. And they know that. And just know this: the universe, your ancestors, the source, do not play about you. You are so anointed. It's triple ones to God. Ionas 13. That is. Yeah, so just let me know. I'm gonna be dropping certain things because I'm not gonna stay on one topic, but you know, to be aware is to be alive, meaning that each one teach one, is because there are a lot of people going through, these things, being just harassed and followed and bothered, and denied opportunities, while these evil archons, these evil, individuals give opportunities, to others or whatever have you, just know you have the ability to create any and every opportunity that you want. Don't ever sell your soul, and follow your first mind. Usually, You know, that's that inner God, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna end the vid. Like, comment, and subscribe, share, you know, turn on your post notifications, hype the vids up, you know. Your story is not over. You are beyond a soldier, you know, and the war is already won, you know. They fear you, but that's why they have to all come against you, you know, and that's also in the prophecy. But that's for a whole nother story. I'm out. Trip.